Alright, we've got a regular battle to judge. Everybody's just going to have to bear with me today. I'm full of flu or a cold or something. Sore throat, sound like shit, whatever. Right, okay, so we've got two noobs. Well, not necessarily noobs, but new to the group that I've never heard of before. Reus, Patrik, and HaedesMaedeThisFaede. 1 round, 2 bars. Max 80 words per bar. Okay, so I did a word count and we immediately ran into a problem. HaedesMaedeThisFaede, your verse as it stands is sitting at something like 185, 188 words, which is a little bit over the 160 word maximum. Reus Patrik, he's well safe, he's only sitting on like 120 words, which means as the two verses stand, Hades' verse it's basically 30% bigger than Reus's verse, which is quite an edge. Normally I would have to DQ Hades for that, or I would give him an opportunity to trim down his verse, but I had a quick look at his verse. I had a quick edit myself, and I didn't change any punches, I didn't add anything, I didn't make any alterations except trimming out extraneous words that didn't need to be there, and 160 words, bang on the money. So I'm not going to make you go away and trim it. You know, I'm a qualified newspaper sub-editor. I just did that for you. I just took out extraneous words that don't need to be there, the text equivalent of ums and ahs, and that brings you down to 160. So I'm going to let the verses stand as they are, with all the punchlines intact. Right. Okay, so Hades. Patrik up on this show, mean him shooting stars today, and death is what I wish for. The strap, bujutsu. With those, I'll poke a player with it like it's Stick Wars. What the fade for? We know this ain't WPT dummy, this buck are rock stars with clearly not for P-tours. He must have missed my intro, deadly the ignorance, cause this square don't know what he in for. So it's no whisper when this fade to his ear, I'm trying to give insight, after which the coffin he will know, cause I'm a heavyweight boxer, got hard punches, I'm JD how a deal blows. You Patrik? Aight, I could do a Pat trick too. To this dickhead, I'll air it and point guard. That's metal through your Johnson like I ran magic through. Survive, jab again, this time with bladed metals just to do what the Gats didn't do. This metal leave you dead, and trust me, I'll make sure you stay that way, cause that's what he was stabbed with too. Reus. Trying to be a rolling stone, but you're Sisyphus. You won't be cheating death and making sure of this. This is my call, closest you get is 7 digits, well probably 3 after I'm done with the lyrics. If you can keep in touch after I'm done cutting your fingers, you can't even make a count, so why would you need them? Trying to bring shocking results, but I get the current cut, blackout. You're in shortage to get the results you want. Lines are sweet, how you want to shock. Electrocute? I'm a nuclear plant, you a pest on a wheel, you fucking fool. My lyrics sizzling hot, yours like sizzling hot. What I mean is this ain't your lucky draw, burn you to dust and smell victory with it. Alright, I think I've just witnessed a murder. The scene is pretty one-sided. We're going to have a bit of a breakdown, but first impressions, yeah, this is a bit of a pub stomp. Alright, so Hades, Patrik up on this show, mean I'm shooting stars today. Okay, Patrik star, I'm shooting stars today, cool. And death is what I wish for, wishing on a shooting star, cool. The strap, bujutsu with those. I'll poke a player with it like it's Stick Wars. Okay, stick as slang for guns. Bujutsu, for those who don't know, is the Japanese martial art of the use of the bow staff. So basically it's kenjutsu is the art of the sword, bujutsu is the art of the bow staff. So I'll poke a player with it like it's Stick Wars. What the fade for? We know that this ain't WPT dummy. This buck are rock stars with, clearly not for P-tours. Okay, so Hades does have quite a bit of expo here. So WPT is, what is it, World Poker Tours. Rockstars was once the type of tournament under WPT. Okay, you got to watch this shit. This is way too niche, okay? I don't understand what the fuck you're talking about unless I go and read your expo. Imagine Dave Chappelle telling a joke and then having to stop and explain it to the audience, or having to stop and give the audience a chance to pull out their phones and Google the punchline, right? By the time you explain the joke, or you wait for the audience to Google the joke's not funny, right? Think of text battling, even though we have all the time in the world to read your bars, break them down, go over them with a fine-tooth comb. Think of text battling a little bit more like a live battle, where you've got one opportunity to get the audience in the moment to deliver the joke, deliver the punchline, so the audience gets it immediately in the moment and goes, "Ush." You don't want to be relying on the audience having to go away and Google shit, alright? And you don't want to be relying on the audience having to read a bunch of exposition. Right, so once you do read the expo and you know what the fuck he's talking about, it all makes sense, but you definitely lose points for me having to read expo to get your punches. Alright, what the fade for? We know that this ain't WPT, World Poker Tours. This Bucko Rock Stars with, clearly not for P Tours. Okay, so this Bucko Rock Stars with, clearly not for P Tours, so Gun, Rocking Patrik Star. Yep, cool. Rock Stars is a nice wordplay. It's a nice punch against an opponent whose last name is Patrik. You're going with the whole Patrik Star bikini bottom thing. It fits in with that. It's nice. It's just, there's 100 other ways you could use Rock Stars as a setup for as a wordplay, or a setup for a nice punch, or as the punch itself. There's 100 other ways you could use Rock Stars without having to make a niche reference to poker, right? That a huge chunk of the audience isn't going to get. He must have missed my intro, deadly to ignorance, because this square don't know what he in for. The square don't know what he info. That's kind of a forced wordplay that's just there for the sake of being there. It's not really saying a lot. So it's no whisper when this fade to his ear. I'm trying to give insight, after which the coffin he will know. I'm trying to give insight, after which the coffin he will know. That's mangled grammar. That's Yoda speak. Okay. Trying to give insight I am, after which the coffin he will know. No, man, that's not how fucking people speak. I'm trying to give him insight, after which he'll know the coffin. Right? That's how you say it in a conversation. So just keep your bars in normal conversational English, proper grammar, or otherwise you just lose the fucking audience. I mean, if you want to sound like fucking Yoda and lose battles, that's on you. But you really don't want to use Yoda speak. You don't want to go fucking chopping up and copy pasting sentences willy-nilly and just throwing the rules of grammar out the window. It doesn't work. It never sounds as cool as you think it's going to sound, because it slows my brain. All right, as the reader, I have to stop and think, what the fuck did that guy just say? And I have to deconstruct and reorder and reconstruct the sentence in my head to figure out what the fuck you're trying to say. So just find a way to say it without having to mangle your grammar. All right, change your multi, whatever. All right, because I'm a heavyweight boxer, got hard punches. I'm JD, how I deal blows. JD, I read that and I was like, does he mean Jordan Denault? Surely not. And then here in his expo, JD, a heavyweight battler. Yeah, okay. So probably at risk of it being a little bit too niche there, a lot of people in here are going to read JD and get that you mean Jordan Denault, but a lot of people aren't. right? So, you know, so that can go over a lot of people's heads. Also, it's kind of dangerous to ever... It's also kind of dangerous to ever compare yourself to a heavyweight vet and say, I'm Jordan Denault. Because you're not, right? So all you're doing is you're putting a comparison in my mind that is unfavorable to you, all right? If you were Jordan Denault, I would know who the fuck you were. You would have titles in this group, all right? So directly comparing yourself to somebody who's better than you is just setting up a direct comparison that makes you look less, right? Right, you Patrik, I could do a Patrik too. This doesn't need to be here, especially when you've gone over the fucking word count, alright? To this dickhead, I'll air it in point guard. Okay, yeah, Patrik Starr's head does kind of look like a dick, and you say that in the expo, and once I read it in the expo, I was like, yeah, Patrik's head does kind of look like a dick, but you could have been a bit more obvious about it. You could have either explained it better so the audience immediately gets the joke, or just left it. But okay. To the stickhead, I'll air it in point guard. That's middle through your Johnson like a ram magic through. I'm not an American. I don't follow NBA basketball. So whoosh over my head again until I read the expo. I imagine for most Americans and most basketball fans, that's going to be a pretty clean punch, but just be aware, in this particular arena, you know, you are selling your product to an international audience. A great many of us don't know what the fuck you're talking about when you're talking about NBA basketball. Try and keep your punches as generically, internationally obvious as possible, right? Just sell your product to the widest audience possible. Don't reference stuff that excludes a large chunk of your potential audience. But okay, to the stickhead, I'll air it in point guard. That's middle through your Johnson like a ram magic through. Okay, dickhead, Johnson like a ram magic through. Dickhead, middle through your Johnson. Maybe there was something you could have said there about a Prince Albert piercing, you know, pierced dick. Alright. Survive, jab again, this time with bladed middles just to do what the Gats didn't do. This middle will leave you dead, and trust me, I'll make sure you stay that way, because that's what he was stabbed with too. Ush. Pat Stay, fucking disrespectful fucking Pat Stay too soon bars. I like it. Nice. Alright, moving on to Reus. Trying to be a Rolling Stone, but you're Sisyphus. Quick Google. I think I know this one, but let's... Alright, yeah. Condemned to the eternal task of rolling a large stone to the top of a hill from which it rolled down again. Okay. Condemned to a lifetime of pointless physical labor. Alright. Trying to be a Rolling Stone, but you're Sisyphus. Once you go and refresh your memory on ancient Greek mythology, that's okay. But like I said to the other guy, don't expect most of your audience to know that. Alright? I'm not a stupid guy, and I just had to go Google it. So, you really want to tell punchlines and jokes that most of the audience gets immediately. Okay? You don't want to have to expo shit, and you don't want people to have to go and Google shit. You won't be cheating death, I'm making sure of this. That's just kind of plain speech, direct speech. There's no punchline or wordplay or double meaning or anything really clever happening there. And trying to be a Rolling Stone, but you're Sisyphus. Yes, I had to go and Google it, but there's actually a wordplay and a double meaning there. So that would have been stronger as your closer for that bar. Alright, always try and finish strong. Alright, you won't be cheating death. I'm making sure of this. This is my call. Closest you get is 7 digits. This is my call. Closest you get is 7 digits. Well, probably 3 after I'm done with the lyrics. Closest you get is 7 digits. Well, probably 3 after I'm done with the lyrics. What happened to the other 4 digits? Who the fuck knows? If you can keep in touch after I'm done cutting your fingers. Huh? You can't even make a count, so why would you need them? Yeah, see, none of this really makes any fucking sense to me, the audience. And don't go thinking it's because I'm too fucking stupid to understand your bars. I'm not a stupid guy, and I know bars. It's your job as the author to explain things clearly to me, the audience. And other than that first line, Rolling Stone, Sisyphus, other than that, it just kind of sounds like you're just saying words for the sake of rhyming, and they don't really fucking mean much. Trying to bring shocking results, but I get the current cut. Okay. He's trying to shock you, but you get the electrical current cut. Blackout, you're in shortage to get the results you want. Blackout, you are in shortage to get the results you want. Again, that's forced grammar. Yoda speak. Lines are sweet, how you want to shock, electrocute. Lines are sweet, how you want to shock, electrocute. Yeah, so you're using the whole shock thing twice. Probably should have come up with something fresher. Electrocute. Yeah, okay, there's a wordplay there. But I feel like it could have been used a whole lot better. I'm a nuclear plant, you a pest on a wheel, you fucking fool. That's just kind of cringe, straight up. I'm a nuclear plant, you a pest on a wheel, you fucking fool. My lyrics sizzling hot, yours like sizzling hot. What I mean is this. You should never have to say what I mean is this and explain what the fuck you're talking about to the audience. You should just say it in a way that the audience understands. This ain't your lucky draw. Burn you to dust, then smell victory with it. Maybe something like burn you to dust, that's the smell of victory. I don't know. Burn you to dust, then smell victory with it. And also we're going to look at your flow, your cadence, your rhyming. Trying to be a Rolling Stone, but you're Sisyphus. Won't be cheating death and making sure of this. Sisyphus, sure of this. 7 digits. The lyrics. Would you need them? See, your rhyming falls right off there. I get the current cut. Results you want. Electrocute. You fucking fool. Smell victory with it. See, none of this shit even rhymes. Weird name. Where is he from? Lives in Karai. Weird the fucking fuck. I don't know. I'm not bringing up Google Maps to see where in the world you live. Obviously, you've got an accent issue happening. But none of this rhymes with an American accent. It sure as fuck doesn't rhyme with my New Zealand accent. I'm picking that's like somewhere in Italy or Eastern Europe somewhere. So maybe this shit rhymes when you say it out loud in your local accent with some swing and some swag on it. But it sure as shit doesn't rhyme well when read as text to an international audience. So, especially if you've got a strong local accent, you've just got to try and make sure that your multis are as clean and clear and internationally understood as possible. Alright, there's no need to do a category breakdown. What we've got here is Hades. He's got wordplay, he's got punchlines, he's got fucking double meanings, he's got set up, punch, set up, punch, set up, punch. He's had to put way too much fucking expo for me to understand a lot of what he's talking about. But even if I excluded everything that I had to read the expo, all this world poker shit, and we only looked at the stuff that is instantly internationally understood by the dumbest person in the room. That's still way more fucking setup and punch than Reus Patrik has brought. So, and also we look at the multis. This show, Wish 4 with those stick wars. We know P Tours. Yeah, okay, so he's got an AB rhyme scheme going on. P Tours info. It's no. Will know. Deal blows. Yeah. Ran magic through. Gats didn't do. Stab with 2. Kind of falls off a little bit in that second bar, but yeah, close enough. Alright, so Hades is rhymed cleaner. He's got setups and punches all over the place. He was over the word count, but like I said, I had a quick edit of his verse. All I did was remove extraneous words, and that brings it down to 160 words, so I'm going to allow it. Because nothing had to be really altered, just some trimming, and quite frankly, this was a one-sided exhibition. My vote goes to HaedesMaedeThisFaede, who kind of pub stomped the other guy. Reus, you can actually take notes from your opponent in this battle and look at what he's doing here with word plays, with double meanings, with setup, punchline. Take some notes, try and emulate this, and come back stronger next time. But for right now, winner of this one by quite a margin is HaedesMaedeThisFaede. Congratulations, well done. Thanks for coming to BBE to battle.